My doctor was able to speak to me about some alternatives to help me. So I was really lucky that I had a doctor that could refer me onto a pain management plan, a mental health plan, and I think those things in the end were very instrumental in my recovery. I wouldn't have been able to do it if I didn't have those services available to me. So I was really lucky. It took me like a week or two to get through the withdrawals, and to be honest, it wasn't that bad. It was like having a bad flu. I think that I thought it was going to be so much worse, and that's what put me off. Once I got over my initial withdrawals, I found that my pain disappeared. I literally had 5 things that I was taking the codeine for. It was one of my biggest fears was, how I would manage my pain without it, and it all just seemed to disappear. So I think a lot of the pain was coming from the codeine. When it comes to speaking up about it, for me personally, it took me about a year of saying I was going to do it before I was able to even come near doing it. So, I really worked on myself with my psych and with my GP to the point where I was actually ready to start doing it. And, telling my partner was terrifying because I really felt like I'd let him down, let our family down. And that's really hard. But I knew that I didn't have another choice because it was only just going to keep going into a downward spiral. But once I did tell him, he was so supportive. He did everything he could, which I knew he would. It was just all my own. It's a bit hard to be vulnerable sometimes. I was a part of this codeine addiction group on Facebook. It was a group of people who were all going through the same thing at one, or had been through it at one stage or another. They were all really great at, sharing stories, sharing their experiences, helping each other with, the things that they had tried and what was available to them and what they found worked for them. Being in recovery feels amazing. Like every day I have energy, I feel really happy, I want to be around people. It's just so liberating to feel like I don't have to be dependent on something and it's up to me, and it's really empowering.